Stormwatch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, compared to 24 hours ago, temperatures are a bit warmer out towards Klamath Falls, 7 degrees warmer, and up and down Interstate 5, upwards of 4 degrees cooler. So you may notice that if you haven't been outside yet and you're just getting ready to head out the door. But along the coast, it is a little bit warmer. In terms of our temperatures right now, it's still pretty cloudy over in Brookings at 57 degrees, 61 though in Gold Beach. And as we head inland, temperatures into the, well, pretty much 76 to 84 for the entire region. 76 for Chmalt, 78 for Christmas Valley. A trio of 80s from Lakeview towards Medford and 84 in Montague. So the system that gave us the dry thunderstorms over the last couple of days is now centered just to our north, and this is continuing to move towards the north and the northeast. So the dry thunderstorms are gone for today, which is definitely good news for our region considering everything that we experienced with those dry thunderstorms. There's a system offshore here indicated by this cold front. Most of the energy, the vast majority of the energy is going to move up to the north and the east, but there's a small chance that there could be just enough energy from that particular system to where we may see some more thunderstorms possibly over the weekend, but most of that activity would stay east of the Cascades. Talk about that in a bit. But in terms of our Rogue Valley forecast for today, temperatures climbing into the 80s here in the next hour or so, and then temperatures for today getting into the mid-90s. So we should be at 92 degrees for Medford, forecasting a high of 95 degrees. So not too bad overall, at least in terms of what we're supposed to be looking at for this time of year. Yeah, 95 is still pretty hot. We do have plenty of clouds and fog along the Oregon coast. We might see it clear out just a little bit for today, but it's not really the significant chance of that happening for today. Although once we go through the day tomorrow, we'll start to see at least a little bit more clearing along the coast, but then that won't last all that long either, and then the clouds roll back in throughout the nighttime, and then we may see more clouds once we go through Friday. So it's kind of a thing for the next 24 to 48 hours in between clouds and a little bit of some clearing. In terms of the Shelley Fire smoke looking out towards the northwest, you can see from Fort Jones, 1109, not taken too long ago. Remember how it was really hard to even see this particular hill? Well, it's looking better for now, although technically over in Etna, your air quality is actually still under the unhealthy air at this time. So for the fair forecast for today, we're going to be looking at temperatures into the mid-90s. Still could see those wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour later on this afternoon, but not like what we were seeing the last couple of days. Temperatures right around 60 degrees for the Oregon coast, right around 90 east of the Cascades, 91 for Klamath Falls, and 94 for Wairika, 95 for Grants Pass. At least this evening, still, if you're at the fair, temperatures into the 70s. It won't be pretty bad overall, pretty nice actually overall. And then we'll see temperatures into the upper 40s, low 50s east of the Cascades, about 52 for Mount Shasta City, and upper 50s to low 60s for the Rogue and Shasta Valleys for tonight. So very comfortable temperatures overall, and pretty close to 50 degrees along the Oregon coast. So for today, we're looking at temperatures finally getting a little bit more on the seasonal side. Once we go for the next couple of days, there'll be a system that moves up just to the north, and that's going to have temperatures come up a little bit more for tomorrow and into Friday. Now, once we get over towards Saturday, we're going to be, unfortunately, if you're not a fan of the heat, we're going to be getting the heat from the desert southwest moving back into our region. So Saturday is going to be a pretty hot day. Now on Sunday, remember the system I was showing you before indicated by the cold front? Well, we'll get a little bit of that on Sunday, so we could see maybe a few thunderstorms east of the Cascades. We'll keep an eye on that in terms of overall conditions. The hottest temperatures start to shift off towards the east, so if you're not a fan of the heat, the intense heat, it only looks to last at least for a day before it starts to cool off by shifting to the southeast. A system moves in from the northwest, temperatures cooling a little bit more as a result. However, once we get towards next week, Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday, we're going to be looking at some very windy conditions likely along the Oregon coast. We could be looking at that Chetco effect returning, especially over towards Brookings with wind gusts maybe 30, 40 miles an hour at that time. So for the Oregon coast, again, right around 60 degrees for today. We'll stay in the low 60s through Saturday. And then again, like I said, we may get to that Chetco effect returning into next week with temperatures going back into the 70s. Northern California, mid-90s for today. Temperatures get pretty hot once we get towards Saturday. They don't come down a whole lot once we go towards early next week. For the Klamath Basin, again, about low 90s for today, mid-90s for tomorrow and Friday. Gets hot on Saturday, and then there's that slight chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday. Hopefully that doesn't actually occur. For the Cascades, we'll be looking at temperatures into the 80s, about 5,000 feet, until we get to Saturday when temperatures climb into the 90s. And in the Rogue Valley, we're going to be looking high and dry. One of the cooler days will be today. We get pretty hot on Saturday, but then temperatures at least come back down Monday into Tuesday.